El Salvadorian Pacamara from Juan Pablo Salguero. Absolutely delicious coffee. So while I'm brewing this here, let me just talk about this. Little backstory. So as roasters, we buy some coffee direct, not all. It's not always easy, but we do have some relationships. We largely work with fantastic importers locally here, Cafe Imports, Higa out of Rwanda. Some are super specialized out of one country or even one area of a country. We work with one coffee company called Caravella. And if you watched any of our origin videos, those are actually taken while on a trip with Caravella. So about 2.5, 3 years ago, I had a friend that I started becoming friends with about 4 years ago, and he moved to Caravella, worked for them. Tony was his name. Tony and I became friends. I had told him I was starting a roasting company, nothing official yet, so we weren't that big. We couldn't buy a lot of coffee, so Caravella didn't reach out to us. Well, a year or so later, Tony reached out and sent me one sample. He's like, I kind of know your palate. We've talked a lot, and I think you'll really like this coffee. That very first coffee was a coffee from Juan Pablo Salguero in El Salvador. Finca Los Guayabos is the name of his farm. And of course, I loved it. It was fantastic. So we ended up buying some. Everybody knows Maddie on our team. She loves this coffee. So it became a fan favorite. So we didn't think that it would be such a big deal buying more of this coffee. We just kind of went along our merry way. Didn't really entirely know what we had. This Pacamara, that is. I think it was a blend of a few other varieties as well. But the name Pacamara stuck out. This is the variety, okay? So fast forward to my trip in 2020, January, right before the pandemic, to Guatemala with Caravella. While I was there, we were on a fantastic farm and talking to a farmer there. The Pacamara was his favorite variety, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that this was such a special variety. Shame on me. I should know a lot of these things, but that's okay. Things slip by. It's fine. So I asked them, like, oh, is this a really popular variety? And everybody was ranting and raving about this variety. So I remember, oh my gosh, wait, that El Salvadorian coffee was a Pacamara. Went back to Tony, and unfortunately, somebody had already, like us, been obsessed with that coffee from Juan Pablo Salguero. And they contracted everything he produced, all of his micro lots. So we couldn't get it that year. Sad for us, of course. So we didn't get it last year, unfortunately. But this year we got a new contact at Caravella, and he was just kind of understanding, meeting with me, talking about how we like to taste, what our program is like. And I told him about this Juan Pablo coffee, this Pacamara, which, by the way, just a little history about the Pacamara. It was created in El Salvador, so you got to think that El Sal is going to be where this coffee grows the best, okay? Presumably so. It's grown all over, like I said, in Guatemala, all over the place now. It's a cross between Pacas and Maragogipe, okay? Both are high quality coffees, both kind of susceptible to disease, but they've crossed these two in order to, I think, create a really high quality, high scoring cup. And in fact, nearly all of the Cup of Excellence winners out of El Salvador are Pacamaras. Fast forwarding, okay, I'm talking with our new contact at Caravella. Told him about this Juan Pablo coffee. He's like, let me see what I can do. Maybe they've contracted it all again. Turns out he was able to actually get in touch with Juan Pablo and asked specifically if he could make at least one more sack of Pacamara separate from everything else for us. And sure enough, they agreed. And now we have it this year. I gotta say, this is a beautiful, beautiful cup of coffee, okay? It's creamy, and I don't mean chocolatey creamy. I mean like I'm talking milky creamy, like half and half, or like yogurt creamy. On the label we have strawberry yogurt. What else do we have here? Strawberry yogurt, creamy, sweet, feathery, light. These are 3 great ways to describe the body, the general aesthetic, as well as very specifics with that strawberry yogurt. So we're thinking like that, that pink smoothie color you get, that frothy smoothie color and texture. That's what this coffee is all about. It is a wonderful coffee. I highly recommend it. We have a little bit at the bar. We're focusing on it as pour-overs. We've only got 132 pounds of it. Less than that now. We've sold quite a bit already. But additionally, we're going to include this in a special project coming up. But if you want to try it in the meantime, that's going to come out after Labor Day. If you want to have this coffee for your Labor Day celebrations, grab a bag. Either come visit us at the coffee bar here at the Vandalia Tower, or grab one online. Happy drinking, folks.